Catalyst is an incredible character. By far, she's one of the most versatile and overall most oppressive characters within Apex Legends. We've all seen her pick rate skyrocket through ALGS and even ranked, and while that may be enough to reel in some of you, I need a little bit more oomph, and that's where Catalyst's skill expression comes into play. Most of the characters within Apex Legends lack depth, to be entirely honest. Whenever you're using their kit, it almost feels like you're limited on what you can do. I have a background in League of Legends, so I'm used to having all these crazy outplay potentials via abilities as opposed to just gunplay or movement like in Apex. And yes, while there are outliers such as Pathfinder, and I'm struggling to come up with more, but in essence, whenever I go to main a character, I want to flesh out my ability with this character. I want to put in hours and I want to see the time I spent reflected in how I perform on them. Luckily for me, Catalyst has a lot of those properties. Her wall can be used in so many different ways, whether that be protecting your team, hiding, dividing a team for a push, or taking space. Let's go. Catalyst Tactical also has a lot of this playmaking ability just like your ult. You can block off doorways both aggressively and defensively, depending on where you want to place the orb. And in gunfights, this type of thing matters so much. If somebody's playing a knockdown shield, you slap goo next to them, and guess what? They have to move. There's not a whole lot of characters that can do things like that. You know, maybe Caustic or Fused Knuckle Cluster, but it just doesn't feel as good, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god.
And then obviously probably like, I don't know, it's hard to call this the most broken part of her kit because in general, all of her abilities are freaking absurd. But yeah, she can go up doorways and that's pretty nice. It gives you a whole bunch of time to reset, fortify, you know, all that jazz. You can, honestly, dude, think about this. You can run up to somebody's building, goo their doors. They can no longer open the doors. So you turn their protective bunker into this like super vulnerable marshmallow fortress that you can just like consume and, you know, get in there, light it on fire, turn it into a s'more. I don't know what I'm talking about. Basically, her entire kit looks defensive on the outside, but it is incredibly aggressive. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Generic Edboy, and today we're going to be going over a few examples on how to play Catalyst to her highest potential. Catalyst is luckily one of the characters that thrives throughout all stages of the game, whether that be early game, mid game, late game, what have you. But if I had to say that she's strongest at one point or another, it would be early game and end game. And let me explain. In this instance, we're in the early game, right? We spot a team and we want to get in there, but we have to close a gap, and that's not going to be easy. So what do? Catalyst Wall. Not only does this allow us to take space, but it also gives us the opportunity to divide the team. Oftentimes within ranked, teams want to take individual 1v1s, and because of that, they'll be kind of spread out, you know, taking angles, doing poke damage, all that jazz. Unfortunately for them, whenever you're playing Catalyst, it's really bad to do this. Without a Loba bracelet, Pathfinder grapple, or Octane bounce pad, teams being divided is going to cost them everything. That was a really good fight, guys. How to divide wall with Catalyst. Or how to divide wall. That's right, baby. And a quick little side note, can we talk about how Catalyst Wall has a 2-minute cooldown? That is 120 seconds. What the heck is that, dude? One of the strongest ultimates in the entire game. 2 minutes. For context, Wraith's Portal is 3.5 minutes. Or in other words, 210 seconds, my guy. That is almost double the time. What the heck? I don't know if that means that Wraith ult kind of sucks or if Catalyst ult is just that strong, but I don't find that particularly fair. Speaking about fairness, sometimes things just feel out of your control, and that leads to it feeling not particularly fair. I think that's why the likes of Pathfinder, Loba, Octane, Wraith, blah, 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 all these movement characters that can escape are so prevalent. And luckily for you guys, Catalyst can do something very similar. As you can see in this example, a team gets the drop on me. Pesky little rats with charge rifles, dude. And as you just saw, what did I do? I used my ultimate, provided myself a little bit of cover, and bolted towards the building. Once I'm in this building, I can fully reset. I can both stop their push with my spikes and passive, and now I also have the upper hand. If they decide to push towards where I place my wall, A, they have to go through it, B, they have to wait. So in essence, I just took control of the entire situation. Catalyst's ability to turn a horrible situation into a good one is genuinely underrated. I have to bat. Kathy, knock. One more. 2 more. Let's go. I think at this point, pretty much the only thing that Catalyst lacks to be a super broken character is scans, right? Well, joke's on you. While it may not be as good as a scan, you can still get information off her abilities. In this instance, I decided to throw a gooey blob of spiky spikes because I had the impression that there would be a team on it. And once I do that, guess what? The spikes activate. And that gives me basically everything I need to know. I can call enemies positioning without the likes of Seer, Bloodhound, Crypto, etc. Whenever taking fights in the mid game, it's incredibly important that you make sure that your back is covered. High damage zone is great for this. You know, a giant wall behind you, a cliff, you know, something, anything really. All that stuff is super, super important to making sure that you don't get shot in the back. Because when you get shot in the back, you lose control of the situation, you start getting pinched, and it's horrible. In this instance, I recognize this. I see 3 teams fighting, believe it or not, and I want to make sure I'm in the back of all of it. So what do? I make a catalyst wall, I get us to position, and then we can start looking in on everything without losing our advantageous position. But hold on a minute. I think we're hyping up Catalyst way too much. Surely she has some type of downfall, right? She can't just be this perfect character. And yeah, you're entirely correct. Her wall isn't exactly a Gibby bubble or anything like that. You can shoot through it, you can throw things through it, and because of that, it's a little vulnerable at times. I hit 115 on the side, on the right side of my wall. Knocked him again. 60 flash on one.
At the fin. Oh, Catalyst is one shot. Catalyst is one shot.
Below me.
Yeah, swinging her.
Knocked her. Do you guys remember when I talked about Catalyst cooldown being super, super low? Well, yeah, because of that, don't shy away from just wasting it in quotations, because really, there's no such thing. In order for it to be a waste, you would need to put yourself in back-to-back bad situations. Like, I'm talking like 2 minutes within each other, obviously, since 2-minute cooldown. Anyways, back to the point. Low cooldown, just rip that ultimate whenever you need to. Once we got up to this god-awful position, things got pretty desperate. It's really hard to kind of try and guess what the right call here was, but what I ended up doing was dividing the team in front of us and going aggressive, because that's what my teammate wanted to do.
This team, we're gonna have to ape. Like, we're gonna have to ape the one in front of us.
Go on right side.
Push up on.
Go on right side. Looking back, maybe I should have placed my wall a little bit differently, because we were getting shot in the back from the height. Bang, literally one.
I'm dead.
Give me knock, give me knock, give me knock.
Dog's here. Tipper 70. They're getting shot by the other team.
Luckily, my wall lasted just long enough for me to get the heck out of there.
I'm gonna drop my gold. I'm safe. Do you guys want to zip up on the team above us?
Yo, just heal it full. After fully resetting and taking a few deep breaths, I had my ultimate again. What on earth is that? Anyways, I'm not on the balance team. Let's not get into that. I noticed that we have to push into zone here, and it's not looking great for us. There's 3 other teams, all full, mind you. So I go ahead and make a desperate wall. Once again, splitting up the area. On the left side, we have teams that could rail us because, well, we don't have cover at this point. And on the right side, we have a team that's fully distracted. Crappy situation aside, we are going to get out of this. It's time to rock and roll.
Knock.
Oh, don't worry, I'm here.
Wait, you have gold back. No. Body block.
Catalyst broke,
Three
flash.
squad. They're onto each other. Yep.
Crypto broke on me.
Yep.
Killed him.
Knock one.
On me. Fuck.
I'm with.
I broke him 15. Hit him 15.
I broke him.
Place off. Jake, on the truck. 100. Give me knock.
We're gonna go down.
Okay. I'm sending this. Is it resing?
Hit the res. No, go. Oh. Right here. I think it's a 1v1. It's a 1v1.
Fuck. I mean.
You got this. It's a Loba. You got this. I have no knockdown. Dead. Nice try.
I whiffed. I really wish I'd whiffed that. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at the situation because I think there's a lot I could have done here. I had 2 spikes that I did not use. I picked up an Ari with no ammo, and I died with my ultimate, which is one of the worst things you can do in this game. If you die with your ultimate, you are messing up in a very big way because that ultimate has the ability to change fights entirely. But let's not beat a dead horse and, move on. This clip that I'm showing you guys right now was taken during ALGS weekend, and man, I wish the game played this way every single day. There are 14 squads left with the Ring 3 about to close. That is incredible. It reminds me exactly of Season 13. Glory days aside, because the zone is so dense, we need to make sure that our backs are cleared entirely. My random teammate notes a team rotating in behind us, so we decided to take this fight. Because I have wall, I feel pretty confident in doing so. This team is good. Okay, yeah, we need to pressure this guy. We just want to hold over by the tree, make sure they don't push in. They scanned right on my ping. Horizon's flash. I'm pulling up on this. Note my wall placement here. Due to the fact that I actually managed to block the corner off, they can no longer peek that. I essentially eliminated an angle entirely. Nice. Val, flash on my ping. Bloodhound's flash. And we cleaned it up. Rest in peace, Bloodhound. He was a little bit oblivious. I know a lot of content creators typically only show their highlights, and me, I do the same. You guys don't see the days where I lose thousands of RP at a time. You guys just see like my nice 20 bombs and whatnot. But I'm going to be a little transparent here. All right. I messed up in a really, really big way, and I ruined one of the most entertaining games I've had in a long time. I think we land over on these bushes. I think this is our best bet. And then bully the guy on the bridge. Bully bridge guy. Red armor. Catalyst broke.
Dude,
I'm gonna res. I'm gonna res.
this game is so
After Valculting and landing, I should have walled immediately. I saw everybody on scan, I knew what I needed to do, but I decided not to use my ultimate, and because of that, my Valkyrie got punished hard. Anyways, we learned from our mistakes. I won't do that again. Yes, I will. Moving on. Everybody knows that you only want to take isolated fights in endgames, or, you know, third parties where you're the one thirding. And Catalyst is superb at that. If you see a team caught out, you can kind of wall off the LOS of other teams and punish them. In this instance, I don't want the team on the right holding height to shoot us, so what do? Wall them off, take the isolated 3v3, wrap it up. This is an example of when I said that you want to goo up other teams' doors. I literally just took this building from them. Come to me. Inside is clear. Note how my spike that I placed upstairs managed to kill this Pathfinder when he grapples away. That is truly unlucky. Come out to me if you can. I got hangs. On the roof, 90. Kathy on the roof, 90 as well.
Catalyst on me.
On the roof, 90 on
Yeah,
Path
Kyle's-
again. Pathy's dead. Last one. Newcastle somewhere. Nice! Let's go, baby! I hope that this video ended up selling you guys on Catalyst, and if not, enjoy this sprinting Bangalore. Nice.